The Arctic Ocean is silent in a way that feels unnatural, not peaceful, not calm, but watchful. In the freezing waters north of Greenland, where the sea turns into a white graveyard, sailors once encountered something that still haunts maritime history. A ship that should never have been there, a ship that should not have survived, a ship that carried death in absolute stillness. This is the story of the Ghost Ship Octavius, and once you hear what was found inside, you'll understand why this mystery refuses to stay buried. The year was 1775. Whaling ships were pushing farther into the Arctic than ever before, chasing oil, fortune, and fame. Among them was a vessel named Herald, cutting through ice-choked waters near the coast of Greenland. The crew was exhausted. Visibility was low. The sea was unforgiving. Then someone shouted from the deck. A ship? Not moving. Not signaling. Hoost drifting, locked inside ice. As the Herald approached, something felt wrong immediately. The ship had no visible damage. No signs of a struggle, no crew on deck. Its name was barely visible beneath layers of ice and frost. Octavius. No one had heard of it in years. Boarding a drifting vessel in Arctic waters was dangerous. But curiosity overcame fear. A small team crossed onto the Octavius. The moment they stepped aboard, the silence hit them. Not the soundless calm of an empty ship, but the heavy quiet of something abandoned in a hurry. The sails were tattered but still attached. The cargo hold was intact. The ship was seaworthy, yet something was terribly wrong. They moved below deck, and that's when they found the crew. Frozen. Preserved. Exactly where they had been when life suddenly stopped. A sailor lay slumped against the wall, eyes open, face frozen in terror. Another was collapsed near the galley, mid-step, as if time itself had snapped. No wounds. No blood. No signs of violence. Just death instant and absolute. Then they reached the captain's cabin. Inside, seated at his desk, was the captain himself. Still upright. Still holding a pen. Still frozen in time. His logbook lay open. The last entry was dated 1762. That meant the Octavius had been drifting in man for 13 years. 13 years, trapped in Arctic ice. 13 years with the dead still aboard. And that's where the mystery deepens. According to records, the Octavius had departed from England, bound for China. Instead of returning the long way around, the captain had made a daring end. He attempted to sail through the Northwest Passage. At the time, the Northwest Passage was considered nearly impossible. Entire expeditions vanished, trying to cross it. No one knew exactly what waited there. And now, the Octavius stood as a warning. The logbook revealed fragments of a nightmare. Strange weather. Unpredictable ice. A crew growing fearful. Then the writing stopped. Mid-sentence. No explanation. No final words. No record of catastrophe. So what killed them? No disease was evident. No damage suggested a storm. No attack had taken place. The ship looked abandoned by life itself. Some sailors believed the crew had frozen to death after being trapped in ice. But that explanation doesn't fit everything. Why were they found in normal positions, working, writing, walking rather than huddled together for warmth? Why was there no sign of panic? Why didn't they abandon ship? Others suggested carbon monoxide poisoning from the stove. But again, why would every crew member be affected at once, instantly? Then there were darker theories. That the ship encountered something unnatural in the polar darkness. Something that didn't leave marks. Something that stopped time. The Arctic is known for strange phenomena. Magnetic anomalies. Sudden temperature drops. Atmospheric conditions that can cause hallucinations and paralysis. Some believe a rapid flash freeze occurred so fast that the crew never realized what was happening. Others whisper about cold water shock, combined with toxic fumes, creating a perfect storm of death. But no theory explains everything. The most unsettling detail came after the Herald crew fled the ship. They took the logbook. They did not tow the Octavius. They left it drifting. And it was never seen again. The ghost ship vanished back into the ice. No wreckage, no remains, no final resting place. Just gone. Some believe the Octavius is still out there. locked in ice. Waiting, mariners over the centuries have reported sightings of a frozen ship in the Arctic motionless. Silent, impossible, a vessel that doesn't respond to signals, a ship that appears, then disappears. Even today, with satellites and modern tracking, parts of the Arctic remain unexplored, and if the Octavius is still drifting, it would be one of the longest-traveling ghost ships in history. A moving tomb, a reminder of human arrogance against nature. Because the real horror of the Octavius isn't that the crew died. It's that we still don't know how. No definitive cause, no confirmed explanation. No closure. Just a ship that sailed into the unknown and never came back alive. The Arctic doesn't forgive mistakes, and sometimes it doesn't even explain them. The Octavius stands as a frozen warning from the past, that some routes were never meant to be crossed, that some mysteries don't want answers, and that, in the coldest places on Earth, death doesn't always come screaming. Sometimes it arrives quietly and freezes everything exactly where it stands.